During my mother's birthday gathering, my father called me foolish and declared, "You've always been selfish. Your sister is superior to you." The room fell. Silent, I responded calmly, "You won't receive another penny from me." What was it? Meant to be a simple family reunion turned into a disaster. I had distanced myself from them for months after, finally refusing to be their personal bank. Yet no matter how far I stayed, they always found a way to pull me back. This time it was under the guise of celebrating my mother's birthday. Skipping the event would only fuel their narrative of me being the ungrateful son. So I attended. As usual, I covered the restaurant bill, an upscale place far too luxurious for their tastes, not because they couldn't appreciate fine dining, but because they never contributed a dime. My parents had perfected the art of leeching off others while pretending they were doing them a favor by accepting their generosity. The tension was palpable the moment I arrived. Sister gave me a slight nod. My aunts and uncles offered polite greetings, but my parents, my father, barely glanced up from his drink, and my mother acted as though my presence was a privilege. She had granted me dinner began, and for a while, it was tolerable. I endured the hollow conversations, the fake laughter, and the meaningless small talk. Then my father, who had been drinking heavily, turned to me and spat, "You've always been selfish. Your sister is better than you." This wasn't a joke or an offhand comment. He said it with conviction, as if stating an undeniable truth. The table went silent. My sister shifted uncomfortably. My mother continued eating as if nothing had happened, and the rest of the family either looked away or pretended not to. Here, no one ever stood up to him. No one ever challenged him. But I sat down. My fork wiped my mouth and locked eyes. With him, you won't get any more money from me. That got a reaction. His face twisted with anger, his jaw clenched, and for the first time that night, he truly saw me. My mother finally stopped eating. My aunts exchanged glances, and the atmosphere shifted because everyone knew the truth. My parents didn't care about me, they cared about what I could provide. For years, I had handed them cash whenever they spun a sob story about their struggles, but they weren't struggling. They were squandering it on gambling, on frivolities, on things. Won't even mention I worked in real estate, selling luxury properties in Los Angeles, negotiating with high-profile clients. Meanwhile, I funneled thousands to my parents, who treated my hard-earned money like play cash. And I was done. My father's expression darkened. My mother, realizing her usual tactic of ignoring the issue wasn't working, escalated. She grabbed a bowl of soup, ready to hurl it at me like a scene from a trashy drama. My aunt barely stopped her in time, but that didn't diffuse the situation. Can't tell what's happened next in the short video. The full story on channel link below.